Hello students, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss multiplication modulo n, right? So let me write it here, multiplication modulo n, okay? It is denoted by multiplication sign, okay? It is denoted by multiplication sign and n in the foot, right? And if a and b are two integer, then a multiplication modulo b is equal to r, where r is the remainder which we get when ab is divided by n, okay? When ab is divided by n, whatever remainder we get, it is ab multiplication modulo b, a multiplication modulo b. See, ab when multiplied and divided by n, whatever is the remainder, that is a multiplication modulo n b, okay? Now I'm going to give you some examples to illustrate this. Take 2 and 4 under the multiplication modulo 3. It is equal to how much? Let's see here. Okay, 2 and 4 is equal to 8. But when 8 is divided by 3, we get 2 as the remainder, right? So 2 is the remainder here. So r is equal to 2, okay? So when divided by 3, right? So therefore 2 multiplication modulo 3, 4 is equal to 2. Nextly, you take another example, okay? 4 multiplication modulo 5 into 3, okay? 4 multiplication modulo 5, 3. It is equal to 2. Why it is equal to 2? Because when 4 and 3 are multiplied, we get 12, and when 12 is divided by 5, we get 2 as the remainder again, okay? Similarly, 6 multiplication modulo 7, 8 is equal to 6, okay? Because 6 into 8 are 48, and 48 when divided by 7, we get 6 as the remainder, right? So 6 multiplication modulo 7, 8 is equal to 6. The same thing can be written in alternate form, okay? In modulo form, right? We can write for 2 multiplication modulo 4 is equal to 2, we can write it as 4 into 2 is congruent to 2 modulo 3, right? For second, we can write 4 into 3 is congruent to 2 modulo 5. And thirdly, we can write it as 6 into 8 is congruent to 6 modulo 7, right? Although it is not very important, because we are not going to deal with it in detail, right? So even then, I have told you what is this congruence relation of these modulo things, right? Now we are going to prove a very well known result on multiplication modulo, okay? So let me write the statement of this result here, okay? Result show that the set Jp equal to, or it is also known as Zp. Jp is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on, up to p minus 1, right? So that the set Jp is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 up to p minus 1 forms a finite abelian group. Okay, group of order p minus 1 under the operation or composition of multiplication modulo n. Okay, oh sorry, multiplication modulo p, which is denoted by multiplication and p in the put. So there, this is the operation here. Okay, star is this multiplication modulo p. Fine. Now, firstly, I'm going to tell you why this set is an abelian set. Okay, for this we will have to take two elements a and b. Okay, see, a multiplication modulo b multiplication modulo p b is equal to r, right? We know this, right? So here r is the remainder, right, when ab is divided by n, right? Secondly, you see, when I mean to say b a is equal to r1, where r1 is the remainder when b a is divided by n, right? So both of them are equal because they leave the same when divided by, because AB is equal to BA always. Therefore, commutative property is true for this case. Abelian or commutativity of a group of this group is done, right? Now we will see what is order of a group. Okay, group can be classified into two types: finite and infinite, right? Finite, infinite groups are those groups in which number of elements are infinite. For example, set of integer under addition. So this set is containing infinite number of elements. Therefore, we can say it is having infinite. This group is infinite group. Now, finite group. Okay, finite groups are those groups in which number of elements are always finite. For example, Zn or present group. Zn and present groups. These two groups are present group. I mean to say Jp. Okay, so present group Jp. These two numbers are these two groups are finite finite groups because these are having finite number of elements, right? And also this group is having a number of elements equal to p minus 1, and Zn is having a number of elements equal to n only. Okay, so here Jp is equal to 1 up to so on up to p minus 1. Okay, and Zn under operation is multiplication modulo p, and Zn is equal to Zn is a 0 up to so on n तक. ओके, और Jp का ऑर्डर कितना होगा p minus 1, राइट, बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन दिस इज p minus 1. और Zn में कौन कौन से एलिमेंट होते हैं, 0 1 2 3 अप टू n-1, और इसका ऑर्डर कितना हो जाएगा 1 2 3, so it is order of Zn is equal to n, right? And order of Jp is equal to p minus 1, right? So this was all about the order of a group, right? Now one more thing, order is represented by O, writing O and set in the bracket, or secondly if you write these two groups in the bar, okay, right? If you write the symbol of the group in a bar like this, okay, order is also represented by this, okay, fine. Now let me erase this and let us come to the closure property, right? Proof. Here Jp is equal to 1 2 3 up to so on p minus 1, right? And operation is multiplication modulo p. I'm sorry, I just wrote it mistakenly n. Also p is prime here, right? Okay. Now we shall prove that Jp is a abelian group of order p minus 1. Commutative property, that is abelian, we have already proved that this group holds commutative property, and now we are going to prove that this is closed. So first property, closure property. For this we are going to take two elements from Jp, okay, and now we are going to see what is their product, okay. A multiplication modulo b, does it belong to Jp? We are going to check this, right? So we know Jp contains elements from 1 to 3 up to p minus 1, right? And A multiplication modulo p is the remainder ab leaves when divided by p, okay, and this r is remainder is always less than p, which is the divisor, less than divider and greater than equal to 0, right? So possibility of a multiplication modulo is it could be 0 1 2 3 up to p minus 1. देखिए अगर ये 0 हो जाता है then this is not closed, right? This is not closed. अगर ये 0 आ जाए तो we need to rule out this possibility, ठीक है? तो हम ये प्रूव करेंगे ये 0 हो ही नहीं सकता है, ओके? सो सी हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू प्रूव दिस. अगर 1 2 3 p minus 1 होता है then it's fine, it would be closed, पर ये 0 नहीं आना चाहिए. So that's why we are going to disprove this, that this is not equal to 0, okay? So see here now how we are going to do this. If a multiplication modulo b, one second, if a multiplication modulo p is equal to 0, then what will happen? Okay, अगर a मल्टीप्लिकेशन मॉड्यूलो b 0 के इक्वल है, इसका क्या मतलब है? रिमाइंडर क्या है? 0 है रिमाइंडर। ओके, कब 0 रिमाइंडर आएगा? जब a b को p से डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। रिमाइंडर कितना आ रहा है? 0 आ रहा है। इसका मतलब ये है p प्रॉपरली डिवाइड कर रहा है a b को। ओके, p इज प्रॉपरली डिवाइडिंग a and a into b. Okay, so this implies p properly divides a into b. So we do have हमारे पास एक लेमा है that is known as Euclid lemma. If a p prime number divides a b, then that prime numbers divides a or b. Okay, for example, अगर 2 डिवाइड कर रहा है 8 इंटू 5 को, तो यह तो 2 को 8 को डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा या फिर 2 को 5 डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, प्रॉपरली डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा 5 को। ओके, सो सी हियर 2 डिवाइड्स 8. ओके, इट इज ट्रू. ओके, दिस इज नॉन एज यूक्लिड लेमा. सो हियर ऑल्सो p is dividing a into b, so therefore this implies p must divides a or p must divide a or p divides b. Okay, now so here also अगर देखो, अगर p a को डिवाइड करता है, सी इफ p डिवाइड्स a, यू जस्ट सी, देखो JP में एलिमेंट्स कौन कौन से हैं? 1 है, 2 है, 3 है, 4 है ना। और लास्ट वाला एलिमेंट कौन सा है? p माइनस 1 है। और a और b इनमें से ही कुछ है, यानी कि a और b p से छोटा एलिमेंट है। दीज आर स्मॉलर देन 5. Like you see in this example, if 1 2 we are talking about the J5. Okay, in this set you will be having 4 elements. Okay, 1 2 4, and all these 4 elements are smaller than 5. Okay, so it is not possible that p divides a. Okay, so in which we can write it here. So it is not possible that p can divide a and b properly, because a and b are smaller than p. Okay, so therefore we can write a multiplication modulo is equal to 1 2 3 up to so on, और p minus 1 इनमें से ही कुछ होगा। ठीक है, so this implies a multiplication modulo p belongs to jp, और ये सारे एलिमेंट कहाँ के एलिमेंट है? jp के एलिमेंट है। therefore above set is closed, right? Under multiplication modulo p. Now let us come to the second property, which is associative property. Associative property or associative law. So in this we are going to prove that a multiplication modulo b multiplication modulo c is equal to a multiplication modulo b multiplication modulo c, taking first two in the bracket. Okay, so see, ये किसके इक्वल होगा? दिस इज इक्वल टू द रिमाइंडर a b c लीव्स when divided by p. Okay, and it is also remainder ABC, which the remainder ABC leave when divided by p. Okay, sorry, I wrote mistakenly, and here it is p. Okay, consider it p, right? बिकॉज मल्टीप्लिकेशन क्या होता है? एसोसिएटिव होता है। सो दोनों नंबर क्या होंगे? इसमें इक्वल होंगे। अगर दोनों नंबर इक्वल है, देन दे लीव द सेम रिमाइंडर. इट मीन्स बोथ आर इक्वल, राइट? Okay, so therefore we can say, since A multiplied B and C and A B into C leave the same remainder when divided by P. Therefore, A multiplication modulo B modulo C is equal to A multiplication modulo B multiplication modulo C. Okay. Thus, this set holds associative property. Now, third property, existence of identity. Okay. Existence of identity. Since 1 belongs to JP, okay, 1 is the element of JP, और ये JP ये 1 आइडेंटिटी का काम करेगा, ये हम वी आर गोइंग टू प्रूव इन दिस. ओके, सो सी 1 मल्टीप्लिकेशन मॉड्यूलो A कितना होगा. ओके, ऑब्वियसली अगर ये A के इक्वल आ जाए तो देन 1 वुड बी सर्विंग एज आइडेंटिटी. सी A belongs to JP. If I multiply A with 1, ओके, A मल्टीप्लिकेशन मॉड्यूलो 1 इज इक्वल टू कितना होगा, ये A के इक्वल ही होगा. वाई इट इज इक्वल टू A, बिकॉज A इंटू 1 इज इक्वल टू A एंड व्हेन A इज डिवाइडेड बाय P वी गेट A एज द रिमाइंडर, बिकॉज A इज स्मॉलर देन P, बिकॉज इट इज द एलिमेंट ऑफ JP एंड JP में वो सारे एलिमेंट आ रहे हैं जो A से छोटे हैं, राइट. Therefore, remainder is equal to A here. It is equal to A. Similarly, A multiplied B would be leaving the same remainder A. Thus, we can say this 1 is acting as, therefore 1 acts as identity. Now, fourth property, existence of inverse. Inverse. So this is a bit difficult to make you understand. Okay, anyway, I'll try my best. Firstly, for this, let us take an element from JP. Let A belongs to JP. Okay, fine. So we are going to find out inverse for this element. Okay, this has been taken arbitrarily. This element is taken arbitrarily because we don't know what is A. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Okay, it has been taken arbitrarily. So if we are able to find out the inverse for this A, then we would be able to find out inverse for any element of this set, right? Okay, so A has been taken from JP arbitrarily. Now consider a set. Consider a set S equal to one star A, 2 star B, oh sorry, A only, this A which we have taken earlier, 3 star A, 4 star A up to so on, P minus 1 star A. What is this star? This star is operation multiplication modulo P. Okay, this star represents multiplication modulo P, because I'm just leaving this sign for convenience, right? Now you see, since we saw in the earlier in first property that JP is closed, okay, JP is closed. This implies 1 is the element of JP and A is also element of JP. So, oh, sorry. One is the element of JP, so is the element of A. I mean to say both are the element of JP. Therefore, their product would be also element of JP. Why? Because JP is closed. Similarly, 2 is element of JP, so this element belongs to JP. And we saw 2 is the element of JP, A is also element of JP, so this is also element of JP. This all the elements are elements of JP, right? Since all these elements are elements of JP, therefore you can write it here, since JP is closed, therefore S must be subset of JP. Okay, S must be subset of JP. Why it should be subset? Because whatever जितने भी एलिमेंट हैं S में, वो सारे एलिमेंट कहाँ आ रहे हैं? JP में आ रहे हैं. इसका मतलब जो भी S is subset of JP. Also you see, my claim is you can add it in your solution also, but I'm not adding because I just want to keep it short, so I'm just writing in rough. Okay, but you must contain it in your solution or in your proof, right? Because it matters when you are proving a claim in the result. Okay, so but I'm not writing it in the result so that you could understand it properly, just to make it short, right? So my claim is, if I take any two elements of this set, then they are not equal. Okay, so my claim is all the elements are distinct, right? If not, this is my claim. I'm going to prove this. I'm going to prove my claim. Okay, my claim is all the elements are distinct. Then now I'm going to prove that my claim is right. For that, I'm going to take another statement, opposite statement. Okay, suppose that these are not equal, any two of these elements are not. If not, then I star A must be equal to J star A for some elements in S. Both are equal, right? So you see, their difference must be equal to 0. This implies I minus J star A is equal to 0, right? Okay, we can think like this. This means remainder of this thing is 0, right? So this implies if remainder is 0, P is dividing I minus J into P. Okay, it is divided P I minus J into A is divisible by P. So we know, as we did earlier, either P divide I minus J or P divides A, right? So therefore we can say neither can P divide A. It is not possible because A is lesser than P and greater than equal to 1, Also, since I minus j, they must be also greater than or equal to 1 and less than p, because I and j are elements of jp, right? Therefore we can write also my claim is the, thus I can say my claim is true. The which give the things I take in the beginning gives me the things give me contradiction, right? Therefore my claim is right. Okay. Also, all the elements are distinct. Okay. Therefore S is equal to jp, right? So S is equal to jp, since we know jp contain 1, since jp contains 1, therefore S must contain 1. jp में 1 आ रहा है तो S में भी क्या आएगा? 1 आएगा. Okay. So there must be some element in this, okay, which is equal to 1. Therefore let us assume that that element is you take that element k. Okay, k star a, it must be equal to 1 because there must be some element in S also which is equal to 1. Therefore we can say k is the inverse of a, right? So thus k acts as inverse of a, right? So thus since we have taken this a arbitrarily, so thus we can say inverse of all the elements exist in this case. Now property number 5, commutative property. I have told this in the beginning. So a multiplication modulo is b multiplication modulo a, hence G or JP is a commutative group, okay, or you can say abelian group, finite abelian group. Okay, you can write at the end, since this contain the JP contains p number of elements, therefore it is finite abelian group of order sorry, p minus 1. Okay, it contains p minus 1 element, therefore it is finite abelian group of order p minus 1, right? So this was all about this thing. Okay, so this is it for today. Rest of the things will be done tomorrow, right? Thank you.